Your parents died. You're a big girl already, Emma. You must understand that your parents died in a plane accident. Don't look at me like I'm the bad person. Why are you crying? Stop it! Okay, maybe let me see what I can do with the cat.
Uncle Eric approaches her, but Smelly is spooked and jumps out of her arms, running away.
Bad things happen every time you appear. Last time it was Mommy and Daddy. Now it's Amma.
Emma shoots him a hurt look before running after Smelly. Exterior, back alley on Kilnside Road, the next day. Emma is feeding Smelly, who's looking better. More cats start to appear, attracted by the food. Emma's fantasy sequence 4. Smelly nudges Emma's elbow and points with his paw in the direction of the shop house. We see Uncle Eric pulling up beside the shop house in his car. Exterior shop house half an hour later. Uncle Eric walks out of the shop house on his hand front. He steps on a pellet of cat food and crunches under his shoe.
Yep, I'll meet you in 15 minutes. Just leaving now. Great. See you.
He approaches his car and enters the driver's seat, closing the door. A beat. Then we hear a muffled, girly shriek from within the car. He hurriedly exits the car, followed by a stream of cats that jump out after him. He brushes himself with panicky hands before running into the shop house, fuming.
Emma!
Interior shop house, second level. Uncle Eric catches Emma in mid-escape on the stair landing. He grabs her wrist and raises a hand to strike her. She winces, but his phone rings. He looks at her, his hand trembling and face furious. He unlocks the closet by the stairs and locks her in it. Emma bangs against the door. He answers his phone while going back downstairs.
Peter, sorry. Could you come over to Keong-sik instead? I got held up by something.
Interior, closet. A while later, Emma's point of view. The closet is dark and dusty. A stream of light comes from a crack in the floorboards. Through the crack we see Peter, 57, the estate agent. He is slightly overweight and bald, mopping up his sweat with a handkerchief. We only see Peter's head through the crack.
I like what you've done with the place. Very marketable.
Peter approaches a covered antique in the corner and removes the dust cover. It's a brass telescope, clearly old and valuable from its gold finishings and wood-colored body. A rag hangs over the telescope, indicating that someone had been polishing it.
You haven't sold this one yet. It looks very valuable. In fact, I think it might be the only valuable thing in this place of junk. I see. You haven't made up your mind yet. Better move fast, Eric. The market doesn't wait for you.
I just need more time to think.
There's no place for sentimentality in this world. Sentiment is a diseased utopia that retreats into the past. I believe some artsy person said that before.
I believe you mean nostalgia, not sentiment. Nostalgia and sentiment are two very different things.
You're a funny man, Eric. As soon as you're ready, give me a call.
Peter leaves and we hear a car driving off. Eric puts back the dust cover over the telescope and wipes his hand over his face. He leaves the shop house. Interior closet. Emma gropes around her and finds a hanging chain, which she pulls, turning on the light in the tiny closet. The closet is mostly empty, except for a shelf near the top, holding dust-covered astronomy-related books. Emma reaches for the books, but she's not tall enough. The delivery box sits at the back of the closet. Emma shifts the box out and opens it. It's empty. She sighs, looking around her. Then she finds a slightly rusty tin box behind the delivery box. She opens it, and a photograph lays at the top. Close-up on photograph. At the bottom of the photograph is a handwritten sentence. Don't worry, the Apollo 3 will save you. Two boys and a girl are posing outside the shop house with painted balls in the shape of planets, wearing space suits made from trash bags of tinfoil. The shorter boy has his hair neatly sleeked back, while the taller boy has a messy head of hair. The girl has a bob haircut with a cheeky smile on her face. Interior, closet. Below the photograph are newspaper clippings of space exploration, Star Trek stickers, a planet chart, different artifacts of a schoolboy's fascination with space. Emma runs her hands through the stuff in the tin in wonderment. She hugs the photograph to her chest and closes her eyes. Interior, closet. Sometime later, evening, Emma's point of view. The closet door opens suddenly. Uncle Eric is standing outside. Interior, shop house, second level. Emma wakes up, her eyes bleary. Uncle Eric sees the photograph on the tin. He kneels down to take a closer look, and his expression is hardened. Interior, shop house, second level. Uncle Eric's flashback. Uncle Eric, as a child, is being locked in the same closet by an angry grandmother. His eyes are heard, his cries are heard through the door. A while later, Kyung slips the photograph underneath the closet door. Interior, shop house, second level, present time. Uncle Eric has tears in his eyes as he holds the photograph.
Emma. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Interior, shop house, ground level. A few days later, night. The store is noticeably neater, featuring some spotlights on a few antique pieces. Most of the antiques that remain are astronomy related. The telescope is uncovered at the front of the shop, and the Fulu shoe and the laughing Buddha statues remain. Rolled up charts sit in a pile next to a blank wall. The altar with Anne and Kyung's photo are in their usual place. Emma is resting her chin on a table, looking up at the gleaming rings and intricate gears of a planetarium orrery. Opposite her, Uncle Eric is fiddling with the orrery.
Okay, it's almost done. Could you pass the screwdriver?
Emma passes him the screwdriver. Uncle Eric puts the last piece of the orrery in place. He glances at Emma.
Ready?
Emma remains impassive, still resting her chin on the table. He starts the orrery. The gears start moving. The planets rotate around the center, faster towards the middle and slower at the circumference. Uncle Eric claps his hand excitedly. Eric looks at him cautiously.
It's just, I've always wanted this as a kid.
Emma lifts her chin from the table and prods a newspaper clipping showing the photo of two rock-like shapes.
So what's this thing you wanted to explain to me?
Uncle Eric stands and picks up two satay sticks. He sticks blobs of blue tack on the ends. He positions one blob between Mars and Jupiter and slowly rotates it around the sun.
This is Ida. She's an asteroid.
What's an asteroid?
It's like a piece of rock in space. Don't interrupt. Recently, they found that she actually has a companion.
Uncle Eric orbits the second smaller blob around the first blob.
Dactyl.
Ida must be very happy to have found him at last.
Actually, they've been there all along, except we didn't realize until now.
Maybe that car went really far. Then came back.
Maybe. That's what I've been hoping to. For the parents.
Emma looks at Uncle Eric for a moment, then returns to watch the orrery.
I hope so too.
Exterior, shop house. The next day, evening. The signboard above the shop house entrance reads, Kyung and Anne's. It is crowded with people in the shop house, a mix of neighbors and Uncle Eric's friends and colleagues who are enjoying the food, drinks, and company. Emma is peering through a new telescope that has been set up in a 5-foot way. Grandmother is in a wheelchair watching her with a smile on her face. Uncle Eric arrives in his car. He emerges with Smelly in his arms. Smelly's left ear is clipped and is visibly cleaner. Emma looks up and runs to hug Smelly and Uncle Eric at the same time. Uncle Eric laughs and holds his arms out awkwardly at his side before patting Emma on the head. Still embracing Uncle Eric, Emma looks behind him to see Kyung and Anne looking up at the new shop name. They smile at each other, then their images dissolve as they walk unnoticed into the crowded shop. Emma smiles. The end.